Yo, what's good, everybody? My name is Shem Taylor. Man, I just wanted to kind of do this video just to kind of see kind of what the comments and like the conversation that we can start. Okay, so we're gonna talk about something called sleep paralysis. Okay, now some of you guys probably have no idea what that is. I didn't even know what it was until like a few days ago. And But it is something that I have experienced. So it's super weird. If you get creeped out really easily, just don't watch this video. And I'm pretty sure now that I said that, you're probably going to watch this video just because you're weird like that. But anyway, so I kind of wanted to start a conversation, just see how many of you guys have experienced this thing. How many of you guys have ever heard of it, have experienced it, whatever. Like, let's have a conversation about it. So, again, sorry, I'm getting like a tad bit sick. Something called sleep paralysis. Okay, so before I even get into the definition of it, when I was young, all right, I was maybe 12, 13 years old. I'm not entirely sure. At the time, I was living in California, so I was a little younger. I'm like 21 now. So yeah, so I literally like remember this to the T. Okay, so let me just share my story first before I even get all deep into it. So I remember one night, all right, not somebody who really is afraid of the dark or whatever, but it was nighttime, and I remember I was wanting to write to a song I was writing to or whatever, and I walked outside to my minivan, well, my parents' minivan, whatever. Walked outside to my parents' car, got into the car, sat in like the passenger seat. Now this was kind of like a long time ago, so I don't really remember if I had fallen asleep or I was just sitting there. But I don't remember falling asleep. But anyway, so I remember I was just sitting there, right, writing to my song or whatever, and then now this is where it gets kind of weird. I remember sitting down, right, and I'm in the driver's seat, and I looked over to the left, and I saw like through the rear view mirror. I'm just gonna be honest. I saw like this like person or like this presence or like this person or whatever, but I couldn't see their face and I couldn't see what they were wearing. It don't like, to be real with you, it just kind of looked like a shadow, and that sounds super weird. But if you know me personally, like, you know that I don't like, I'm not going to just make this kind of stuff up, but I just see this thing, and I kind of squint a little bit, like trying to figure out what that is. You know what I mean? And I kind of was just kind of freaked out a little bit. Like, I was a kid, so I'm thinking, like, I'm kind of squinting. I'm like, what is that? But then this thing literally, like, or whatever this was, literally had kind of just disappeared, and it went to this side. So I'm like, okay, whoa, what the heck? I'm like, and so I started getting scared. You know what I mean? I was kind of just like, what's going on? But I remember this. I was literally like sitting down on the chair, and then I tried to like lean up, but I felt like it's so hard to explain. I felt like this weight. You know what I mean? Like this heaviness, like on my chest. Like, it felt like someone was sitting on me. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of just like, and like it kind of just it had pushed me back. Like, it leaned me back, and I was like, what the heck is this? And so like I'm tripping out, and I think like I was trying to like lift up my arms, but I couldn't move. I was literally paralyzed, and I was like, what the crap is going on? I'm like, and so in my mind I'm like, what? I was like, this is not something I'm used to. Like, this is so weird. And so like I'm like, what is going on? And I literally like remember trying to speak, and I could not speak. And I was very scared. I didn't know what was going on, and you know, I'm just sitting in this car, and I'm like, whoa, okay, I feel really vulnerable right now. And I remember like just feeling like this presence, like there was something or somebody like looking at me, or like going to attack me. Like, I felt threatened, and I felt terrified. I was paralyzed, and so I just didn't know what was going on. So like so it was like literally to the point where I couldn't even like really move my face muscles. It was just kind of like I could only really move my eyes and kind of like barely like turn a little bit. And I was just like, okay, whoa. Now fast forwarding, like, now look, I don't know what y'all believe or whatever, but I'm a Christian. All right, I just am, and I'm proud of it, whatever. And honestly, as a kid, you know, like you grow up in church, or whatever, and like you hear about all this, you know, spiritual warfare and like, you know, God and devil and like angels, demons, and all this stuff, and like this unseen world or whatever. But as a kid, like I never seen no demon before. Like I never seen none of that stuff. So I'm kind of like, okay, cool. Like I believe it, but I ain't never seen it. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. But in this moment, the only thing that I could think of is that I was like, I don't know if this is like what I think it is. The only thing I know is this, is that if you've ever experienced this before, you'll know what I mean. It feels very negative. It doesn't feel good. Like it's a terrifying feeling. You don't feel safe. You feel like this presence is like around you. And it just feels like, honestly, the only word I can think of is like, it feels like just really demonic. Like you don't really, like, again, as a kid, I didn't know what to say or to think. I was just kind of like, I just feel really like spiritually threatened. Like that's how I felt. You know what I mean? And so I'm just right here. And honestly, I didn't know what to do. I felt helpless. And I just kept just seeing this shadow thing like behind me, like behind the car. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like I feel like I was going to die. Whatever. And so the only thing that I can think of, you know what I mean, because of my faith and because of like just the things I knew about Jesus or whatever, the only word that I could think to say, the only thing was Jesus. I didn't know what else to say. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just a kid. You know what I mean? I'm not like this over spiritual person. I'm like, oh Lord. Like I was just like, I don't know what else to do. I'm scared. I need help. And so I'm sitting there, and on top of that, it's the only word that I could say. I've tried saying everything else. I was like, no, like, you know, like a little scared Shem. And the only word that I could say was Jesus. The second I was able to push that word out, and I kid you not, I'm not making this up. I ain't got no time. Why would I waste my time doing this if I was making this up? I ain't playing with you. It went away. Second I said Jesus, it was just like gone. And then I just remember just sitting there like, what just happened? I ran back inside. Beyond this point, I was scared of the dark. I was like, I don't know what the heck just happened. I think the only people I even told was like my brother and my sister. But my conversation with them, I was like, yo, whoo! I don't know what just happened right now. But all I know is that Jesus' name is for real. Like, he's for real. Like, he ain't playing when he say he casting out demons. Like that's the only thing I can think of. And then from that point on, I just didn't talk about it that much. Like, I didn't really tell people. Like, I wasn't really the type to really walk around and be kind of like, oh yeah, my demon story is this, you know. But like, I just wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So it just kind of just happened. Fast forwarding though, like throughout my life, it had happened multiple times. And like, honestly, the older that I got, it got creepier. Like the times my episodes were longer. It was just crazy. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say this. Okay, so I was on Facebook and I literally was just scrolling down and I just bumped into this thing, and it was called sleep paralysis. And I'm like, what is this? And it was weird because like the picture, if you go on Google or whatever, you see this picture and you see someone laying down, and then you see like this shadow like above him. And so I was like, that looks kind of familiar. Like, I think I know what this is. I click on it, I read it, and it's exactly what I've been through. Here's the definition, okay? Sleep paralysis is a phenomenon in which a person either during falling asleep or waking up temporarily experiences an inability to move, speak, or react. Like that alone, I was just like, that's exactly how I felt. Like, I felt paralyzed. It goes on to kind of just talk about how some people have said that it feels like a presence is in a room, and I'm like, that's exactly how I felt. You know what I mean? And so I'm going through my phone like, yo, like, are there other people in this world who've experienced this? Because I thought it was just me. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what the heck is going on? And so, you know, I'm like, whoa, like there's a whole bunch of people like in this world who've experienced this. And some people are like, I mean, they don't know what to say. They're like, yo, like I was abducted by aliens, or like, yo, this is how they felt, you know, whatever. Yo, like, there's like this weird, like, I thought there was a person about to like rob me or something like that, and I felt paralyzed by fear, and like some other people were like kind of like me. I'm like, yo, I think it was a demon. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. And so what's crazy to me is that there's so many people that have experienced this, but no one even talking about it. Like, it's just like this normal thing. Now, the definition kind of continues on, and like Wikipedia or whatever, they kind of start talking about how like it's a mental thing. It only happens to some people, and again, it's like it's literally, and it sounds so crazy. Your body, like, it's during while you're sleeping, but your conscience and your brain is awake, but your body is paralyzed because when you're sleeping, like your body is shut down. And so your brain is awake, but your body is shut down. And so that's why like you can look around and you're thinking like, what am I seeing right now? Like, am I dreaming? Like, is this real? But it feels freaking real. Like, it feels real. Like, I don't move. I think it is real. You know what I mean? But your body is paralyzed, so you can't move. And so, again, throughout my life, this has happened like a whole bunch of different times. So, like, I have so many stories that I might share with you guys later. But for right now, I'm going to keep it short. But, yeah, like, it's just so crazy. Again, it's a negative feeling. It doesn't feel good. It feels demonic. Like, if you've ever experienced it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And so I'm a kind of trying to keep this video short-ish, just because I know attention spans are like this. But sleep paralysis. Have you ever had it? Have you ever experienced it? Do you have a story? Man, I would love to hear it. Like what is your experience in it? What do you guys think it is? Do you guys think it's just a normal, like, I mean, not normal, but just like a disability in the brain where it just happens to some people and like people are tripping? Do you think it's like a demonic attack? Do you think that you're being abducted by aliens? Like, what do you think? I would love to hear you guys' comments. If you guys have any questions or whatever, like, hit me up. Again, if you get scared easily, you get freaked out by the dark, don't look at the videos because there's some creepy stuff. I'm just telling you my story just because I'm curious on who else has experienced this. Again, I believe that we're in a, you know, we live in the natural world, but there's also a spiritual world. Like, and I believe that there is an enemy that doesn't like me very much and that would probably love to scare the mess out of little Shem. You know what I mean? Like, try to scare me away from getting to know God more. So I look at it as like a spiritual warfare. And you know, with Jesus' name, I can defeat anything. And so like, I kind of, in a weird way, I felt victorious the very first time that ever happened. I was like, yo, like Jesus he's a beast. Like he helps me even in these areas. Again, Jesus was the only name that got this thing to go away. It was the only thing that worked. And so that boosted my confidence in my God. But again, sleep paralysis, phenomenon, weird stuff going on. What do you guys think? Let me know. Like it, share it. Appreciate you guys. Much love. God bless. If it would work. My iPad is just like not popping right now. Hold on. Stop recording, man.